Welcome to CP101, and we're going to do kind of an overview on the Constitution, what I have done. Mainly because, and this is my fault, I lost all my videos when I was moving off of YouTube onto Vimeo. And I just wasn't paying any attention. And the one folder I really wanted to keep was the folder that had all my Constitution videos in it, and of course that's the one that got axed. So I did have the one video left, which was on the cannons that were printed up by HDA Model Works, the cannon and carriages. So I thought I would just kind of do this update real quick on what we have done and try to get things back on track. So this is the Revell 196 Constitution. This is the 1976 release of the kit, and this is the kit I had when I was a kid, the very same issue. So I set out to get me another one, and I did. So we've got, as you can see here, the hull together, and I've done the hull in a copper foil because the real ship, the hull was copper plated, so I wanted to do the same thing with this. I didn't feel that I can get this beautiful shimmery look with paint that I could get with copper foil. So this copper foil that I used, I got off of eBay, and it's actually a foil for making stained glass windows or window repair, or both, I don't remember now. And we cut each strip. It's about the width of the rows of plating here, so that made things a little easy. And we just ran it along the plates, down along the keel, and then we ended up with our coppered foil boat, our copper foiled hull. The screws we put through the hull, they're put on with a lot of Gorilla super glue, and these will go down through a stand once we, or a pedestal, I mean, they'll be attached to the stand. I'll spit it out, and then we'll have a nice way of securing the ship onto the base. The entire hull was brush painted with a charcoal black mix. It was taped off, and the gun strake was painted with this deco art color called whitewash. And inside of the hull, gun deck area was painted whitewash. All of the work here on the bow was also done in whitewash, and all this has been done by hand, just taped off and done by hand. The upper level here, where the spar deck will sit on, all of this is done in a hunter green. All my colors are being based on the Captain hull model that is in the museum, and that's what we're going with. The wood veneer deck was supplied by HDA Model Works, and that has been installed onto the gun deck. Most of this deck you're not going to see once it's the spar deck is on. You're not going to see it anyway. But it's been put on with Canopy 560 glue, stained with I forget the Varathane, early American stain, and then a coat of polyurethane. So to give it a bit of a sheen. I wouldn't say it's really glossy. I just wanted something to kind of protect it. Because you're not going to see it anyway once the spar deck gets put on here. And so I wanted it to have, I didn't want it to be flat, I wanted a bit of a sheen, so we got that. And of course all the hatches were painted a wood tone to match the stain here before the deck was put down, so we didn't have to worry about going back and having to mask the wooden deck, the veneer. And so that's all been done. We have a couple oops here. There's an oops here and one back here, but you're not gonna, it's going to get covered up, so you're not going to see them. So that is the wooden decks veneer. Now back here, get back here in the quarters, the quarter area, the cabin area. You've got the camera, lower my camera a little bit. We've got everything painted and put in there. As you can see, we have wiring here because we're going to light the gun deck. We're also going to light the cabin area here. And that's what these two wires are for. But we've got all that installed and painted in there. We got pictures hung up on the wall. There were pictures molded on to the plastic. I wasn't about to try to paint those. They were crudely put on there anyway. So I went online, got some pictures of some artwork around that time period, 1812, and then shrink them down in Paint Shop Pro and put them on with Canopy 560. So we have some nice artwork inside the cabin area. The parquet floor was part of the veneer, the wooden decks. It was done that way for back here, which I thought was a pretty nice touch. The stern here, we all hand painted. Again, it's based on the Hall model, Captain Hall model, as far as the colors. So that's we went with that. Now the Revell kit comes with a plastic sheet that you cut out and glue back here to make the windows. I didn't use that, a piece of clear acetate. I used Tester's window maker, and I went and put windows in each pane. I just thought that it would look a ton better than just using that plastic acetate to make the windows. So each pane has its own glass, and I think it looks a ton better with that in there. Of course, we got the tiller on, which hooks onto the rudder, and then these are the wire, the rope that comes up from the tiller arm to the ship's wheel. So when we turn the ship's wheel, it'll operate the ship's rudder, and this will move back and forth. So I was careful when I put the foil on the rudder that I didn't get, made sure that wasn't going to hinder the operation of the rudder. So we should be okay, because the rudder was also had copper plating on it to keep the wood from being rotted out by the ocean, by the seawater. So that's what these are. That's all done. I know this is kind of a quick overview, but just trying to get things back on track. So yeah, we stopped working on this because we were waiting for the cannons and the carriages being 3D printed up by HDA. Those have been sent to me, and I already showed you that in the video, the second video of this series, the 3D printed cannons. So I've got a bunch of the cannons painted up, so they're all ready to be put in to the carriages. All I got to do now is paint all the carriages, and then we can finally put these on the gun deck, and then they could be tied into the gun deck as they should be. And that will be another video that we do that. And that should bring us up to date with the ship. So from this time forward, all the videos I make on the ship should, you know, be in proper order, and we'll have a nice video log of the build of the Revell Constitution. Alright guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.